What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. Love can be a beautiful thing. When two people connect with each other, start a relationship, and create a tight bond, it's a good feeling knowing you have somebody in your corner to navigate life with. A lot of couples consider each other best friends. They hang out, laugh, talk, and are there for each other in every way. But of course, that's the pros of being in a relationship where both individuals really love and care about each other. But on the flip side of that, you have people that are in a situation or relationship they really don't want to be in, or they feel like they are stuck with that other person. They really don't see eye to eye. They don't trust each other, always fighting, and really don't like being around each other. Rational individuals on the outside looking in might feel like that's miserable. Why not just leave? But the couple that's in a situation might not see the dysfunction or feel like they are even in a toxic situation. Sadly, you have people out here that think this is what love is and how it goes. Break up to make up, fight on each other, cheat, go tick for tack, creating a crazy cycle and feelings of resentment. Whether it's codependency or how some like to call it trauma bonding, why they just don't leave each other alone, only the two people in the relationship know the answer. They just don't let it go. But you have to be careful when you confuse love for something else, or somebody that's controlling, telling you everything you want to hear just so you don't go and really be happy. Emotional manipulation for real. But nevertheless, most toxic cycles will eventually come to an end. And you might find out those feelings that were so-called love over time really turned into hate. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Chicago, Illinois to discuss a case of a woman who took her boyfriend's life in an evil way and laughed about it. Back in 2017, 26-year-old Darius was navigating life in Chicago. The young man was described as being laid back, giving, and the type to really stay to himself and vibe with close friends and family. Darius' main focus was his 5-year-old son, who he worked hard to provide for, grinding as a certified welder to make ends meet. He definitely had his head on straight. Being a young man in his prime, Darius was also in the dating world. He found himself falling hard for one young lady in particular. At the time, 24-year-old Yasmine. The young lady was described as a fun-loving girl who liked to turn up and live life to the fullest. When the two connected, both of their personalities at first complemented each other. Yasmine was a decent-looking young lady, and Darius felt like she was very cool and down to earth, leading to their relationship getting serious, to the point they were making life plans together, and some say they were in love. He would make posts on social media, letting the world know that was his girl, and he was riding for her, and would always hold her down. Of course, like all relationships, things were not perfect. And being young, sometimes the two would fight, have their ups and downs, and even break up, but always came back around. On the outside looking in, it seemed normal, but people who really knew the couple knew their toxic side. And it was stated Yasmine was a little bit of a hothead and liked to fight. Anytime she felt jealous, played, or hurt, a solid girl, she outweighed Darius by 70 pounds and wasn't scared to pop off and put hands on him. It also seemed Yasmine had a dark side as well that her current boyfriend didn't know about, and it was definitely going to be her way or no way. On March 6, 2017, Darius hopped in his van a little bit after midnight to go pick up Yasmine from her job at a local bakery. When she got in the car, it was already tension in the air, and she was mad about something. The couple drove to 65th and Bishop on the city's west side and parked. Soon after, for whatever reason, the tension turned into a full-fledged argument between the two, and Yasmine quickly got physical, grabbing Darius by his dreads, pinning him to the floor of the van between the seats. She put her knee on his chest, trying to overpower the man. Before then, reaching for a bottle of bleach that was close by. Trying to get her up off him, Darius attempted to grab the bottle and get up, but Yasmine had control. She took the top off and started pouring the bleach on his face. During the struggle, some of the bleach got into Darius's mouth. As he swallowed the harmful chemical, she then exited the vehicle, leaving Darius gasping and choking for air. He drove to a nearby friend's house and ran to the porch, panicked, telling them that Yasmine had poured bleach in his mouth. Not long after, foam started coming from the young man, and he started gasping before collapsing. CPD and ambulance was called to the scene. The young man was unresponsive and rushed to a local hospital. As his friend, who was now a witness, told police what he said before passing out, that his girlfriend Yasmine did it. Now early in the morning, Darius was fighting for his life in the emergency room with burns in the inside of his stomach and his esophagus. His friend delivered the news to his family, then went to confront Yasmine, telling her that Darius told them what she had did, asking, "Do you know they saying he might not make it?" In which the young lady looked at the friend and busted out laughing, saying, "So what?" Later that same day, unfortunately, Darius would pass away from his injuries. Police had no trouble locating Yasmine at her home, in which she was carrying it like nothing ever happened. They came to the conclusion at 5'4", 207 pounds, she somehow overpowered the man, who was 5'7", 140 pounds, forcing the bleach on Darius, leaving her being charged with murder. As she was deemed to be responsible, she was taken into custody and given $1 million bail. As his family got the news, they were devastated. His cousin, who was just with him earlier that day, was in shock, mad, and couldn't understand why, stating he was a good dude who didn't deserve that at all. And his 5-year-old son was now asking why his father hasn't came back yet. His grandfather claimed Yasmine was evil and knew exactly that she was going to take his life as soon as she got in the van. They were seeking justice. A few years went by, and in 2020, the case made its way to court. Prosecutors stated Yasmine was a violent woman who at the time of the slam was already on probation in another county for hitting a neighbor in the head with a lock during an altercation. They pointed to the fact when she was confronted by Darius's people, she laughed like she didn't care and he was fighting for his life. They stated at the time of her arrest, she also had bleach burns on her hands, consistent with opening a bottle trying to pour bleach during a struggle. In the end, Yasmine was found guilty of second-degree hit. She was sentenced to 15 years in prison with 31 months already in for time served. Already been in custody close to 3 years. With Illinois having 50% law, meaning a lot of times you only have to serve half of your sentence, if she isn't already home, she will definitely be released very soon. Rest in peace to Darius. I send my prayers and condolences to his family, especially his son, who now had to grow up without his father. Like his family stated, it's unfortunate he had to pass away in such a painful and horrible way. I don't know exactly what went left with the couple or what the argument was about, but this is why I feel like in a relationship, you should never get physical with nobody. When hands start getting thrown, weapons come out, you don't know how things will play out. Darius shared how he felt about Yasmine, but I wonder were the feelings mutual. Her actions to be that cold showed there was some kind of hate in the mix. To pour bleach, lead a man to suffer, then laugh about it when confronted. I don't condone violence, but if that was my people, I don't know how I would have took that. I'ma end this one with a question for y'all, fam. Have you ever been in a toxic relationship where things often got physical or the so-called love started to feel like hate? If so, how did you handle the situation? Walk away or play these kind of games and go back and forth? And how did it play out? Leave it in the comments. And remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, this was a super crazy story. But I'm gonna leave this one open. Like I said, y'all let me know in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.